Alright, so today we're talking about something that honestly feels like the quiet future of wearable tech, and that's the Even R1 smart ring working alongside the Even G2 smart glasses. This isn't one of those flashy, look-at-me gadgets. This is subtle, intentional, and designed for people who actually want technology to blend into their daily life instead of screaming for attention. I've been digging into how this system works, how it feels to use, and why it's genuinely different from smartwatches and other wearables you've probably already tried. Before we go any further, if you're into real-world tech reviews like this, where we break down what actually matters day to day, make sure you hit subscribe and drop a like on the video. It really helps the channel out and lets me keep bringing you hands-on reviews of future-facing tech like this. Now let's get into the Even R1 itself. At first glance, it just looks like a clean, minimal ring, but once you start using it, you realize this thing is basically a control center for your Even G2 glasses and a health tracker that stays completely out of the way. The surface of the ring works as a smooth touchpad, so you can tap or scroll with tiny, discreet movements. No one around you even notices, but on your display, things are changing in real time. It feels almost like a secret interface, and that's honestly part of the appeal. Inside the ring is where the real tech lives. There's an LED system measuring your heart rate, a thermometer tracking your skin temperature, and sensors handling steps, calories, and distance. It's constantly gathering data, quietly building a picture of how your body is doing throughout the day. What I really like is that this data isn't hidden away on your phone. With the Even G2 glasses, your stats can actually appear right in your display when you want them, making the experience feel immediate and personal. Health tracking is a huge part of the Even R1 experience. It measures heart rate variability, blood oxygen levels, temperature, and activity levels all day long. At night, it switches into sleep tracking, breaking down when you were in light sleep, deep sleep, or awake. When you wake up, you don't just get a vague score. You actually see how your night went and how ready you are to take on the day, which is surprisingly motivating once you start paying attention to it. One of the standout features here is the productivity score. This isn't about how many steps you took or how hard you worked out. It's about mental readiness. It combines your physiological data to give you a sense of how focused and sharp you actually are. If you're hitting 80 or above, you're in peak condition. For anyone juggling work, creative projects, or high-pressure situations, that kind of insight can be more valuable than another fitness ring telling you to stand up. From a build perspective, the ring feels premium without being fragile. It's made from zirconia ceramic, the same kind of material you see in high-end Swiss watches, and it's lined with medical-grade stainless steel. It looks clean, feels solid, and it's not something you're constantly worried about damaging. It's also IP68 rated, meaning it's splash-proof and can handle being submerged in water for a bit. So washing hands or getting caught in the rain is a non-issue. Battery life is another area where the Even R1 just makes sense. You're getting up to 4 days between charges, which means you're not constantly thinking about taking it off and plugging it in. That's kind of essential for something that tracks your health and sleep continuously. When you combine that with the companion app and the seamless connection to the Even G2, it really does feel like part of a system instead of a standalone gadget. Privacy is also handled in a way I appreciate. Your data stays under your control. Nothing gets stored in the cloud without your consent, and any processing that does happen is encrypted with sensitive personal information removed. In a world where wearables are collecting more and more personal data, that reassurance actually matters. So when you look at the Even R1 and Even G2 together, this isn't about replacing your phone or showing off new tech. It's about creating a quieter, more natural way to interact with information and understand your body. It's subtle, it's smart, and it genuinely feels like a step toward wearables that respect your attention instead of constantly fighting for it. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more reviews like this on cutting-edge wearables, smart glasses, and future tech that's actually usable, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It helps a ton, and I'll see you in the next one.